You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. What is leadership? Part 2. In this episode I want to look at probably the greatest thing that a leader can do. And I'll say it like this: loving people paves the way for leading people. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. In fact, you don't have to know everything and have the best skills in the world for leadership. Just love and care for your people. Of course, there's times you've got to lead them and make tough decisions relating to the same people, but you will find it massively different in leading people when they know you care, even if you have to bring correction and adjustment to a person that you're leading. This is a big key, the biggest in my view. I love that Charlie Brown cartoon. He says, "I love mankind. It's people I can't stand." So I want you to get this. The reason that love is essential to leading is that this is the deciding difference between manipulating people and motivating people. The only difference between those two things is love. When your whole foundation for leading them is caring about them and loving them. So manipulation is moving people for your own advantage as a leader. Motivation is when we move people for everyone's advantage. And so a leader is to motivate people to realize a person's dreams and ambitions and their motivations and their goals in their life, and then work with that with them. When you love your people, you can move them with the right priorities and for the right reasons. People are not there to be used. They are not a means to an end. And sadly, I have seen many organizations, many churches even, where the leaders push their people for their own kingdom building or for their own sake. And that always ends in failure and ends up with a toxic workplace or environment. I remember some years ago that a prisoner had come to his time of release in Palmerston North, and he came along to our church. We cared for him, looked after him, and there came a time where, we'll call him Tom, he sort of fell out with the church and left, angry at something that had gone on. He was rough around the edges, sort of a character that would often open his mouth and put his foot in it or stand on people's toes. And then one day he had a stroke and he ended up in hospital. A very lonely man, no relatives anywhere. And so I decided, despite the fact that he was against us in many ways, I decided to go and visit him in hospital. He was a wee bit wary of me, and we talked for a while, just stilted a wee bit. Then I said, "Do you mind if I pray for you?" He said, "Oh, okay." So I did. I prayed a short prayer, and then I said, "God bless," and went. He came out of hospital eventually and came back to church and couldn't keep away from it. And he would do anything for us as leaders, all because we showed some love to him and didn't give him rejection like he was used to in his life. And so what I'm saying here is that God's creation, his people, even his marred and fallen and broken people, are incredibly precious to him. And if we could only get a glimpse somehow of the way that God looks at people and the way he looks at us too, then as leaders we'd be very, very careful not to judge people, not to be harsh with them or cruel or use them, but to be people who sincerely look after them, attend their important occasions when they come up. A funeral of a loved one, a wedding, an event of some sort. Be around them and love your people. People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. God bless you.